Out here we are comparing hands of two different people, and we would be talking about various lines. One of the line is Mercury line, the heart line, the mount of Mars, and the mount of Venus. And in this case also the heart line, the head line, the mount of Mars, and the mount of Venus. Imagine that these two people are doctors. See, anybody can be a doctor. Try to understand. There are good doctors and there are bad doctors. There are doctors where the person, whomever person goes to a particular doctor, those people are able to give a better analysis and they are able to heal people. For healing, you need skill. So we would be talking about everything that a doctor needs. This is the times of COVID virus, and we need good doctors to treat us. So we would be talking about this. Comparing from different point of views of analysis and treatment from two different doctors. By the way, the left hand that you see out here, this is the hand of a nurse. So let's basically start our reading now. You would notice that in the left hand for doctors, it is necessary that this particular area that you see out here, this should be very neat and clean area, and it should have perpendicular lines over it. Perpendicular lines over this particular area means that these people have good set of skill, and skills is a thing that is necessary for you to be good in what you do. So in that point of view, she's a lady, so her analysis is going to be very, very precise and very, very good. When we look at this particular hand that you see on the right hand side, you would notice that strong lines are moving towards the mount of Mercury. This is not one line, but more than one line. And just under this particular area, just under the fourth finger, the area of Mercury, you would notice that there are a few perpendicular lines, a V-like portion. But still, when we compare it with this particular left hand, in the left hand there are less lines. So lesser lines is always considered to be good because the person doesn't muddle it up, and the person is very, very precise at what they are doing. So from this point of view, I would rate the left hand to be better compared to the right hand. Although you would notice that a strong long line is not seen in this particular hand, just a small line. Even this small line is good enough. People should not have crisscrossing lines over it, because then there would be miscalculation and miscommunication. Both these things are not needed in the medical science. So in that way, I would say the left hand is better, although I wouldn't say that in the right hand there's something really bad. So this is one part. The other part we have to look at is the person's heart line. This heart line that you see is very, very simple kind, very simple, neat and clean heart line, and it is also ending somewhere near the Saturn mount. It means that the person is wise, the person angles towards money, and the person does not gets stressed, because the heart line is very, very simple kind. Simple heart lines mean that the person is focused, the person is not flirtatious, and there's kind of detachment. Detachment doesn't mean detaching yourself from everything in life. Detachment just means being in the moment without having expectation of the outcome. And there's no island-like formation. If you notice this particular hand on the right hand side, you would notice that there are island-like formations, many island-like formations, not one but multiple. So if a person, and the heartland is also not so clear, these are branches that you see out here, it's not so clear compared to the left hand. So such a person is likely to be more stressed up. Person who is stressed up might not, like, sometime of some point of life, point in this particular person's life, the person is kind of going to break down. The person kind of might have lots of emotional stress going on, and that is going to take a toll on this particular person and the right hand that you see out here. The other part is also the amount of Mars. This is the area we have to look at, the amount of Mars. You would notice that the amount of Mars has got too many lines over it, too many lines crisscrossing over it. So crisscrossing of lines basically means that the person fire is untargeted. The person might be getting angry over wrong issues, and the person is kind of going to destroy whatever they make up. This also means that if a person has got a bad Mars, the chances are that the person might not be able to enjoy property, or the person might not, even if the person makes lots of properties, the person would not be able to enjoy that particular property, and property gains do not come to such a person. And it means the fire within this particular person. So having too many lines over this person area of Mars would make the person kind of very angry kinds, and that anger is also untargeted anger, and it might come and the other part is the amount of Venus is also has got too many lines over it, and this area is also not very well padded compared to the left hand. So the left hand we find that this area is extremely well padded, extremely well padded. So a person who is in caring profession, who has a hand like this, the chances are that Venus basically means, Venus means that it's a warm planet, and if you have a very well padded Venus, it signifies that you are likely to be extremely warm. So in general, if we hear people, they would say that such and such person is very warm and cordial, and if they go to a doctor who is really cordial, the chances are that they would be treated even without the medicines. So it's just how good the person is behaving with you. You need to have skills. I'm not denying that you don't need to have skills, and skills we can be seen under the amount of Mercury. So don't misunderstand that just by warmth the person is going to heal. It's also your skills that basically come into play. It also is how much the person is focused. If a person is focused, the chances basically increase for good for himself and good for their patients as well. So if such a person is given a task, she's a nurse, and if she's given a task, and she is likely to remain focused and she would not get distracted. So this is what it means. But in this particular case, in the right hand, you would notice that the heartline is not so clear, branches over it, the island-like formations. So it signifies that the person might fall for temptations. There could be stress, anxiety, all these things playing out in the person's life, and that is a reason why the person might not go systematically, and the person might be getting distracted, and you can't have any distractions in life. So these branches and islands and hazy kind of a heartline basically means distractions, and distractions is the least you basically need in medical profession. So such a person is, the left hand is very focused, right hand is getting distracted. Anger also coming to this particular person because it has a bad Mars. See, too many lines over a particular area. Mars signify fire, and if you have too many lines over it, crisscrossing lines, so what is going to happen? It is going to be overworking. Overworking means too much of fire, and if there's too much of fire, the likelihood of the person's health getting affected is going to be more, and their fire is going to be misused, and it's going to be wasted. Same goes with the area of Venus. Too many lines over it, your fuel is going to get wasted, because Venus is the area of your desires and this is the area of your fuel. So misuse of fuel and misuse of your fire, both these things that we see in this particular hand. But in the left hand, we find that the fuel area is also perfect and the fire area is also perfect. Apart from this, we also look at another area, that is the amount of moon. You would find that this area is also extremely well padded, and well padded basically, when this area is well padded, so it signifies that the person is likely to have motherly feelings. See, moon basically signifies water, and more water is found in the woman's body, and they are more motherly. They can have more motherly feelings. So people who have a prominent amount of moon, they do have that caring and motherly feeling like thing in them. So again, a positive sign. So from the point of view of technical skills, I would rate both these hands to be reasonably good. Still, I would lesser hands over the hand, lesser lines over the palm. In this particular case, I would rate it still better compared to even the right hand, even in spite of a person having a long mercury line. So this is what I do see in both these hands, and any one of them can be a doctor or a nurse, or they can be in a caring profession. So I don't think that nurse is something down below. Just because they don't earn that much doesn't mean that they do not have the skills. They have the skills, and they assist the doctors in the most caring way. So this particular lady, if you find such a hand, you'll notice that certainly they would have unlimited amount of energy and stamina, unlimited, because of a prominent amount of Venus and super amount of Venus. These people would be great lovers, great amount of energies. They will be always ready to help other people. Venus also means all the vices. So amount that is extra prominent could also bring all the vices, but because it doesn't have got too many bad lines over it, the chances are bad lines. If there were too many bad lines, crisscrossing lines, then I would have said the vices would be prominent. So that's it for this particular reading. I hope you liked this particular video. If you like this particular video, click on the like button and do subscribe to my channel. And I would really appreciate if you give your comments. To get a paid palmistry reading, you can contact me via email or my phone number. Press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update. People want to know about money, possessions and wealth. I would talk about money, possessions and wealth in my next video, where I would be talking, taking these two hands as a benchmark and comparing both these hands. The money line, just importance is 15% in terms of money. Don't think that money line would tell everything about your money part. A saint once said, you do not need to go to an astrologer or a palmist to know about your future, because you already know your future. Present is a result of past. How will be my future? Future depends upon what you are doing in the present. What are we? We are the product of our thoughts. So the thoughts that come to our mind are really important. Keep positive people around you. Be in the right company. That's what is required. And again, thanks for watching. Give a like button. Give your comments, good or bad, whatever. I would be thankful.